G'day YouTube, my name's Lance. Welcome to Bundy Bear's Shed. Well, the weather report, 14 to 25. So the Bureau of Meteorology says it's the coldest it's going to be today's 14 degrees. It's actually 12.6. So, so they don't get it right all the time, or often, really. So, but anyway, it doesn't matter. It's a lovely day outside. I've just, on the way up to Bundy Bear's Shed this morning, I've done just a quick muck around with the camera. It was just lovely, the sun coming up one side of the driveway over the bush, and the moon, it's a full moon, 22nd of August was a full moon here, and you can just see the full moon just going down across the paddock with a bit of mist. And yeah, it was just nice. So I got the camera out and did a, flicked the video camera on for you just to see. And, but yeah, had a, had a bloody big weekend so far. And, pardon me, it's a bit after 6 o'clock Monday morning, and, pardon me, and I was out doing all the slashing yesterday, and look, it just looks good. Yeah, we've tidied the place up. We had our natural grass in the paddock as Rhodes grass, and usually before I slash it, and look, we only slash it, we don't have any animals here anymore eating the grass apart from the kangaroos, and I usually let it grow up and it gets nice seed heads on it. In a good season, it gets to around 5'6" tall, this Rhodes grass, but we've had just a tough time lately. Still, we haven't had any rain or anything, and so it only actually gets to about 2 foot, 3 foot high maximum. So, but anyway, I usually let the seed grow, and once the seed's dropped, and you can see you've got empty seed heads on top of the grass, well then I go across the top and slash it, or top it, I think you call it in other parts of the world. And so when the seed's down, I cut the grass, and that lays the mulch on top. And if we ever get any rain, hopefully we get a nice crop, and it helps it grow and things like that. So I suppose some of the ants and that eat some, but that's how it is. You'll see that the tractor's apart. The TEA20 here's apart. Now, I haven't done any more videos on the 23C engine just yet. I had the parts here to split the TEA20, and after we got the TEA20 running last week, I thought, right, now's the chance. So I've got the splitting stands under it. I was hoping to open her up, split her up, do the rear engine seal, do the clutch, do the front gearbox seal and throw out bearing and all that, and get it all together in one day. And look, it's certainly doable, even with a camera. Bloody cameras slow things up. By the time I've got to press a button here and press a button up there for me sound, and then that doesn't work sometimes. So sometimes the camera out here, my Lumix camera, it has to take the sound, and that's when you hear it echoing around the shed a little bit. You know it's that camera there. This one here, it can take quite a bit of the background out, like the shed creaking and things like that. So anyway, I got the tractor all apart, and the ring gear was a bit chowdered up, just a little bit, and I thought, oh, well, what I didn't think ahead enough for was that I could do a video doing the ring gear. So I thought, well, yeah, you don't get these opportunities every day, so I've knocked the ring gear off. I had a look at the Sparex part number, and I got them listed on my website, on Queensland Tractor Spares.com.au website, and I thought, right, I'll race in and grab one from work. Well, we haven't got one. We've sold 4. We've sold 3 Sparex and 1 Bearco in the last few weeks. So, yeah, we didn't have one. So that's why I do a couple of sneaky raids of weekends. If I run out of parts here and I think we've got them in at the shop, I come on, Kelly dog, and we jump in the ute and sneak in and do a raid. That's a luxury many of you don't have, I know. But anyway, I got snookered this time. I went in there and no stock, we'd sold it, and the order hasn't come in to replace them. So anyway, so rather than getting the tractor apart and back together in one day, it's going to sit apart for probably 2 weeks now, depending on what I can do after work. This next weekend we have visitors coming to stay, and I'm looking forward to that. And so they're coming Friday evening, and so they'll be here Friday evening, Saturday evening, and they're heading off on their the next leg of their holiday on Sunday morning. So, I mean, I will get a bit of shed time in, no doubt, which will be good. Today in the filming part of things, I'll get I've done the rear engine seal on this TEA. I've never filmed that before. And I tell you what, I cannot remember the last time I did one. I know I did one. I think I did one back when I was doing the 1948 engine. And I've still got that engine sitting on the pallet rack, and I've never put that tractor together, you know, brand new engine sitting there. I give it a turn every so often. And but I did it then, but that was with the crank, you know, as I was fully assembling the crankshaft in and all that, we did the rear engine seal then. So the last time I did one just from a clutch split, look, it's been a bloody long time. So anyway, I've done that and filmed it. So that's ready to rock and roll. I've got the shaft and the seal and the everything ready to film the front of the gearbox this morning, going back in that way. The clutch shaft was very tight on this tractor, so the springs were strong enough to pull it back, but it didn't come back crisply up against the foot plate. So that'll be all cleaned up this morning. So I've got today to do a bit of filming, and once I do this, I've got to back up all the filming I've done, and I use those little Samsung S5 solid state drives as backup. So it comes off the camera, out of the sound jigger there. I don't even know what we call the bloody thing. It comes off the sound thing, and I back them all up onto a Samsung hard drive, and then we go again. And I do that a couple of times a day just to try and cover my bum. So, so with my stuff up here, not having a ring gear, we'll have one in a couple of days. So I may be able to get up of an afternoon one arvo this week and film putting the ring gear on. But it depends, yeah, it just depends. I've got to go and get my second COVID shot Wednesday afternoon this week. So, yeah, Judy hasn't had any. She chose not to yet, but she's, yeah, she's going. Pardon me. As you know, I get a bit of asthma, and after slashing the paddock, I get a bit worse, so it doesn't matter. So yeah, Jude's going, she's organising to get her shot. I've had the first AstraZeneca one, and I'll be having my second shot this Wednesday. And Ross at work, he's had his too, and no side effects at all. My mum had it, no side effects. I've had nothing. So who knows? Make up your own mind about that. I've got a lot of mates that, oh, I don't have that bastard thing. But anyway, I've made my decision. I'm happy with my decision. If you don't want it, fine. That's your decision. We hit a bit of a milestone through the week. And it was just yesterday morning, and last week I was looking at my YouTube specs, and look, I look at them, look, when I'm doing messages and that, it comes up on the dashboard. You get a dashboard, and it comes up, you know, number of subscribers, how many hours watched, and all that sort of thing. So, and I don't sort of live with the numbers, but anyway, I noticed, I said to Jude, holy shit, we'll be at 30,000 subscribers in a couple of weeks. And yeah, she said, oh shit, yeah, imagine that. And so anyway, on Sunday morning, I hopped up just to check if there was any urgent messages. So you may notice, I don't know if you do notice or not, but I don't normally answer. I'm on Facebook of a weekend, but I'm not normally answering my Gmail account or my YouTube account of a weekend. I just don't have the time. So normally, if you send a message via Gmail or YouTube, I usually do them Tuesday morning. I start for the week, then I do them Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, but I don't do them Saturday, Sunday, Monday. And so if you've sent me an email and you're having a problem with your job, and you've sent it to bundybearsshed@gmail.com, and I haven't got back to you for a few days, that's probably what's happening. Once I'm at work, every morning I run through them, and sometimes I run through them a couple of times a day just to catch any loose ends. So if you send me a message and I haven't got back to you for 3 or 4 days, it's not because I'm not answering you. Don't send me an email and with big capital letters, you know, I need help or something like that. Don't do that. I will get to it, and I don't think I miss any. Perhaps I do, but I don't know about it anyway. I try not to. So, but anyway, look, on Sunday morning, yesterday morning, we were sitting at the brekkie table and having a cuppa and a yarn and listening to Macca, and I just had a look at YouTube. I thought, oh, you know, you get a YouTube suite thing on your phone. I thought, oh, I'll just have a look there and see how things are going. And we hit 30,000 subscribers, 30,002. So I don't know what we're on now. It's one day later. I should be able to just pop in here and tell you how we're travelling. I haven't even got my glasses on. Okay, 30,032. So we've got 30 new subscribers overnight. And yeah, look, it's something I never set out to do, really. I just set out to do a couple of videos to help people out with a few things like the injection pumps and just things I knew people were having trouble with that weren't a big deal, and I just started the channel to get a couple of videos out there for that. So, and then the stew started, and then, I don't know, what went wrong? So now it's bloody near a job. Yeah, I'm busting my ass. I'm trying to jiggle around and organise jobs and all that, and Jude rattles me chain. She says, oh, you don't have a day off, but anyway, I'll have a day off next week probably. And so, look, yeah, I'm just blown away, 30,000 subs. And it's only because of my subscribers and you people out there that follow the channel, support the channel, like things, you know, like the videos, leave a message and subscribe and things like that. So, look, thanks for that. 30,000 seems a big number, doesn't it? And I was saying to Jude yesterday, I says, it's just bloody amazing that 30,000 people would log in and watch some silly old fart up the shed dick around with tractors and machinery. But here we are. And but yeah, look, I enjoy it. I talk to people all around the world now that I would not have had the opportunity to meet or having an interaction with. And it's the world we live in now. You know, the Facebook, I don't know how many Facebook tractor sites I'm on. And yeah, I sort of, I chug along with it all, and I don't answer a lot of questions. If they've already been answered, I leave it go. The ones I hate are, what's my tractor worth? I never answer them. I don't give a toss what your tractor's worth. What your tractor's worth in America, in Ireland, in England, in Australia, south of where we are in Queensland, it's all different, you know. Like, how can you answer something like that unless you're the neighbour? The other one I don't like answering much is, what oil should my tractor use? So anyway, there's when you look at all the you know, you look at Mobil, Shell, Caltex, Castrol, whatever company you use for your oil or whatever brand is your flavour, LSA here, Penrite, any of those, they all have jump on their website, they all have a lube section. You can actually get a whole sheet and print it out, put it in your shed with what oil they suggest for your tractor and the quantities and all that sort of thing. It's all there, so we'll see. Pardon me. The LSA sign up here, I don't know if that's staying or not. The we were talking to a rep, like they got a new rep. We had this brand new rep come in, and he was going to work wonders, this bloke. And we were sending the order to different places, and this bloke's left the company, and so he's going to take over. And so we got to talking about oil sponsorship for the channel. You know, so when we put the oil in the TEA, I can say I'm using this brand and this thing, and this is what I choose to use. And same for the gearbox. And I thought, well, that's a saving. You know, oil's bloody expensive, and with the John Deeres and the things like that. John Deere's take 60 litres in the back end straight up. These little fellas 30 litres roughly. But anyway, yeah, the 35's another 30 litres. And And I thought, oh, if I can get an oil, you know, I'll talk to them about that. So anyway, I sent a few emails off and we had a quick chat, but I got nothing back. And next thing I get a thing from head office, oh, he doesn't work here anymore. Oh, Christ, here we go. So I sent LSA the email. I said, this is what we've been chatting about. Sent them a thing. And they said, yep, we're going to give you a ring. We'll give you a call. So anyway, going to call you such and such a day. So I said, yep, okay, no call. So, oh, sorry about that. Got busy, didn't give you a call. So that's been ongoing for bloody weeks. So anyway, I'm about to chuck it in. We had Gulf Western, Mike from Gulf Western from Neil's. He's coming through. What are you doing with oil? You know, bloody. He was sort of niggling around getting oil into us. So I'll just see. I don't. Yeah, I don't know what I would like. The oil I would like. So someone tag them, will you? Penrite. I think that's a good Aussie company. They do have brand ambassadors for their oil. You know, there's Ruthie and a lot of motor racing things, but I can't see any tractor mobs there, so I might talk to them. And if they want to come on board with it, well, we'll do it. Queensland Tractor Spares will start selling their stuff too. So anyway, who knows? I wouldn't mind an oil sponsor. Just yeah, it'll just be another bit of a help sort of thing to keep the show on the road. So we'll see. So look, thanks everyone for dropping in every week, having a look, seeing what we're doing here in Bundaberg in Australia. I watch channels all over the world. Jude and I, we sit down of an evening and we watch the news just so we know what's going on. Then we just sit back and we flick YouTube on. And look, we watch like John Mills, Double Boost. I love watching John Mills. Gordon Perry, he's got Waterhouse Ford. He's doing up a little TEA20. I need to do a bit of a catch up there. Paul from the Knackler's Workshop, we watch a bit of that. We watch a lot of people that have got the caravan on the back and going fishing and boating and all that sort of stuff around our area. We just enjoy watching that. But what happens, I get snookered. When Jude's sitting there watching TV with me, we watch all the travel stuff and all that. Then I've got to try and find time on my own to sit and watch Double Boost and yeah, Keith Rucker and all those blokes. Jude doesn't find that very interesting. You know, fellas dicking around in sheds. So, so I got to try and find time in my day to look at the fellas I want to look at. Craig's Workshop, yeah. Oh, look, there's just a stack of them, mate. Heap of Australian ones. I drop into Emma's now and then. Yeah, there's just there's just a stack of them. But I try and catch up with them. Joe Pye, Joe Pazinski, Blondie Hacks, all those ones we, yeah, we just, Maddie's Workshop, he's worth a look. All these little channels that I like to watch, but the missus doesn't find it all that interesting watching a lathe spin up something. Harold, oh, Harold, let's have a look here. So Harold in Texas, in ARW, used to be Amateur Redneck Workshop. He's just had a rebadge of ARW and he sent me a couple of stickers. I'll come around and just show you a close-up of Harold's stickers. There we go. Harold has a chat. He has a live chat most weeks, and I believe it's on Sunday in Texas where Harold is, but it just doesn't work for me in Australia here. It's usually mid-morning Monday when I'm trying to film and things like that, so I sort of can't log into them. But you can watch them later. But Harold sent me a sticker, and I was thinking, along the back here of Bundy Bear's shed, I do have a sticker board up in the hoochie in the machine shop, but I was thinking of yeah, just running stickers, cleaning this up and just running a run of stickers right along the top there of the channels that I like to watch and we've had interaction with. So yeah, we'll just see, yeah. But look, that's it. We'll go now on to handheld. I'll just show you, we got the scrub bars on the Land Cruiser last week at ARB. and I'm really happy with them. Whether they come down the side, and it's for if you're out driving around and you hit a roo or something like that, it doesn't buckle all your guard in. And also if you're doing a couple of steep tracks or you get a bit of a side impact, it protects you there to a degree. And I've crawled under and had a look at where they actually meet onto the chassis, and it's right on the big cross member that goes. You have your two chassis rails, a big cross member, and it bolts straight there. So it's bloody strong. So if you get an impact on the side or the back of that rail there, you have both chassis rails helping you out. So anyway, look, that's looking good. They didn't have time for the diff breathers, but that'll happen this week. And that's one thing I would have never paid anyone to do some of that stuff for me, but I've made a decision now. I don't enjoy doing that all that much, but I do get a kick out of this, and it keeps the channel going, and yeah, the channel sort of takes a life of its own. So if I can do this and earn a few bob off Google or YouTube, it's not much, but it helps. Yeah, it certainly does. So yeah, I'd rather do this stuff and keep the content going. And apart from keeping the content going, it improves my tractor collection. So I just had a look at a tractor at Winton, and it's a grey and gold 23C single clutch 1957. And look, it's fairly straight old thing. No mud guards left on it. It's had a loader on it. And the lady's family had bought the farm, and it was down in the dump. In stations in Australia, they have a dump. And I think if you're in England, it'll just get poked in the hedgerow. The big farms have a dump because they're that far from anywhere else. And it's usually a gully or something like that, and old cars and tractors and bits of machinery and junk just get chucked down there when they're no good and out of sight, out of mind. So they bought this property in this little Fergie's there, and I think she's put it on the 3565 site or the FE35 site. And anyway, I did a serial number check for her, and I said to the dude, oh, if that's a dual stage clutch 23C, grey and gold, I'm going to jump in the car and go and get it. And she says, how far is it? And I said, oh, it's 1,200 kilometres. And she says, oh, okay. I said, you want to come? She said, oh, no, she didn't feel like she could, but she said, you want to go and get it. So it would have been an expensive tractor, but look, I backed out. It's a single stage clutch one. I have a single stage clutch, but I would like a grey and gold dual stage clutch tractor for the collection to go with my petrol Goldie. So having a petrol Goldie single stage and a diesel 23C dual stage would, I don't know, just finish that little bit off for me. So anyway, I better stop flapping my gums. Thanks again for your support, everyone, for the 30,000. Follow on. I've got a couple of little videos coming after my bit of bullshit. Stay safe, everyone. We'll catch you next week. I better download this onto my hard drive and start getting my hands dirty. Catch you next week, eh? And look, I'm just showing you the floor's still clean. We're doing pretty well. We've got the splitting rails and all from under the 135. I've tidied up around there a bit. Still more to go. But I just tinker away at it. When we come over here, you can see when I get the tripod out of the road, I suppose the major thing that's gone on this week has been splitting the TEA. So we've got that apart. We've done the video on that. Now these little stands here and the splitting rail, they're the Sparex ones. Back in the day I couldn't get these out of Sparex because they weren't certified for use in Australia. So I bought these out of, I actually bought them out of Steiner in the USA and got the whole system flown in here. Cost me an absolute packet. But anyway, they're a great thing. And I do have the Sparex, the bigger ones, the 5 tonne per stand ones. And instead of that, where are we? Instead of that flat bar going across, they just have a higher stand. But I'm finding with the bigger ones, they're a bit too high for the little pergies I'm doing at the moment. But when we get on to 65s and things like that, they'll be okay. But, oh look, that made it so much easier. In the video I've done about splitting the tractor, we have a little bit of a chat about whether you push the front away or the back away. On the big tractors I always push the front away. On the little tractors like this, it was just easy to push the back away. So, as I mentioned in the stew, I was going to have this all back together, all in one day. But anyway, Lance buggered it up. Didn't order the right... Oh well, I'll just turn this light on over here. Well, they're bright, these LEDs. I was coming over here to do the ring gear, and anyway, I forgot to order one, didn't I? So I thought, oh well, Queensland Tractor Spares will have one of them. Well, we're just out, aren't we? So, can't give you the shits. But anyway, I'm going to have to get a better parts company. So, so we're waiting on a new ring gear to go into the flywheel on the TEA20. This welding bench, that's all still a bit of a mess, but all the rest coming up through is nice and tidy still. So I'm actively keeping on to it to try and keep it all good. So today we'll be in the back end of that tractor. Instead of putting the tractor together, I've got enough parts here to do the hydraulic pump and to do the PDO. So I think that's what we'll be doing today. The 23C, I've done no more filming on that just yet. There's still a couple up the spout for that, like pulling the pistons and things like that. So there's probably enough to get you going. Now, Sparex parts order came in the other day. Now, that's all 6-speed MF35 or MF65 even bearing kits. So that's to do a 6-speed box, and the parts are still there. Oh, the other day I'll take you over to the cruiser and give you a quick look through there. Now you can see it's got new side steps. These fellas here, new scrub rails. So if the vehicle, if we're out west buggering around and we get hit by a roo or something like that, that might save us. Now, which also gives us a larger side step. And I'll come around the hoist and try and stay out of the bloody light. And the side step goes down and goes onto the chassis underneath. And you can actually use them as scrub rails. And geez, they're strong. I crawled under and had a look, and where it's hooked onto the bull bar at the front here, and where they hook on to the back there's a big cross member goes across, and it hooks straight up to that. So that is tough as nails. ARB didn't get time through the week to do the diff breathers, pop a diff breather, and the diff breathers are just going to go up in against the firewall there. They didn't get time to do that, so I've got to go back on the first and we'll finish that off. But apart from that, the old girl's pretty well right. I think I covered last week that while it sits in the shed here, I have a smart charger sits on it. It's just a C-Tech smart charger, so I put that on just to maintain the batteries and all that. So yeah, look, that's going pretty good. Well, here's just a little walk around just to show you the paddock. And over the weekend I put quite a bit of time into slashing the whole place. We have a natural roads grass here, and it had seeded, all the seed was gone, so I jumped on the slasher and dropped it all down. I've got a little track through here for the kids grandkids when they're out here on their mini bike. But just a beautiful part of the day. You can see the sun's trying to bob through over there, through the bush. The sun's not up yet, but it's nice and light. All the birds are here buggering around, flying amongst the trees. And this morning across the paddock we've got Callie dog over there looking all important. And then over through here There's the moon. There we go. The moon hasn't set yet and the trees across. That's our internet tower. We get pretty good internet here. But yeah, when we come through, there's the moon. So we've got the sun not quite up yet. It's been a full moon. Last night was a full moon. And we've got a nice mist, so that is probably a nice little photo just there. Bit of tree in it. Look at that. I should just go click, but anyway. There's old Kelly dog. She's having a roll around for the morning. Must have found something good to buddy rolling over there. But yeah, the birds, if you have a look up in there, the magpies sit up in that tree up there. We leave that tree there for them. Everyone has magpies swooping and that, we don't. Yeah, they come and play in the backyard and things like that. And this big old gum tree there, I'll zoom back out. That's just a lovely old tree on our place. It's good to take time now and then to look at the trees. The sun's just coming up enough that you can just see the glow on the old gum. There's a few old wattles and yeah, a little bit of regrowthy stuff up there. Not as good a bush there, but you can see next to Bundy Bear's shed there, it's that dry here still. You can see the dead trees. Yeah, towards the sun you can see a few more. But yeah, we have a few of them over the shed there that have got no leaves left. So, but anyway, this isn't getting anything done. I better head up here, open that shed up properly and get stuck into it.